Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 7 is something that I've been waiting to see since it got axed in 2012 to 13, when Disney acquired Star Wars and Lucasfilm. In 2018, I saw a video that said Clone Wars trailer, or words to that effect. I cannot even begin to describe the thoughts that went through my head at that time while watching that trailer. Finally, the show that got me into Star Wars and the show that made up my childhood was finally coming back. So, did it live up to its expectations? Well, let's take a look. The Bad Batch is by no means a new story. In fact, this entire arc was released and finished as unfinished story reveals back in 2013. If you look on YouTube, you should be able to find them if you type in Star Wars Clone Wars unfinished reels. So I knew what this first episode was going to be, but instead of taking the story reels and making them exactly as they were, they changed a few things around to make it fresh. So, what's the story? The Republic is losing ground and it's based on a planet called Anaxis, and somehow the droids keep guessing their tactics and they cannot find out why. So Rex and Cody enlist the help of a group of deficient clones with desirable mutations to help get behind enemy lines and find an algorithm that the droids are using to guess the Republic's tactics. When they get into the communications center, they find that an algorithm is in fact a live signal, and this in fact was related to a clone thought dead, ARC Trooper Echo. This episode is a great start to a long dead series. When the titles rolled with the entry music, I could not stop smiling all the way through with the intro and the narration as well. I was so happy and so pumped for this episode. The first thing you can see with this episode is the animation is definitely 100% better than it was in the original. It's more fluid, the mouth movements and the hair have definitely improved, which is one of my main criticisms of the animation of the original Clone Wars. I don't know, to me, it's even in this later series of Season 6 and Season 5, the mouth movements always felt like, or looked like, they were just talking with their mouth shut a lot of the time. Now, I don't know whether I like the new texture of the models or not. Don't get me wrong, it looks amazing, and on things like environments and the clone troopers' armor, it looks brilliant. But especially on the faces of Rex and Cody, I'm not even sure whether I like it or not. Now, I know it's not going to look the same as the original because it was done on a much tighter budget than it was done originally. Now, we need to remember that there was no other visual material being released at the time of the Clone Wars originally being released, and the only things that were being made are books and games, so budgeting was a lot more easier to use and obtain. Something else I'm not too keen on are the looks of the droids, mainly the B1s and B2s. Not that they looked bad, but they looked more like the prequels than the original Clone Wars. Now, it's a small thing and really it doesn't matter because at least they're following some form of Star Wars, but when you've got everything else that are focusing along the lines of pretty much like it's Revenge of the Sith style, but it's still keeping it to Clone Wars. Then you have the droids that look like the movie, its movie counterparts. It's a little bit inconsistent, and again, it's somewhat completely small, and it's not really worth me complaining about. But it's just something that bugged me a little. But other than those two things, I have little else to complain about. The episode looks amazing. The environments, although were dark and gritty, they were very pretty, and there was a lot going on. The models look amazing, and the sounds of the guns, let alone anything else, was so satisfying to listen to. I don't know what they have done with it, but it sounds like they had more impact than they did in the original, and it's so good. I just for that reason alone, I could just say, look, I'll watch the episode again just to hear the sounds of the guns. It's so good. The story itself, although I have seen it before, is really good. I like the idea of the droids running off an algorithm that could be clone-based, and that's what they're using to counteract the clones' tactics. It's a really neat feature, and it's those things that make me love Clone Wars as much as I do. Another neat thing that I saw with is that they changed the title, so it says Star Wars The Clone Wars instead of Star The Clone Wars Wars like it did before. I know that's what it was like when it was first revealed, but it was always a running joke when the series ended. It's nice that they fixed it. So, overall, was it worth the wait? Maybe not 6 years, but it was worth the wait nonetheless. And I personally think this episode is a great way to start a series that was thought lost in a galaxy far, far away.